Sweet June 2010. I'm back. I know if I'm getting on you guys' nerves, and then you can get off my channel, but and but um, I'm gonna continue the Confessions of a Single Mother. I think I'm gonna make this into a series. This is a series for me, because I just wanna. What I want to do is I just want to give a reality check, particularly to the young ladies out there. I want to give a reality check. Mothers, if you're listening to this and you got teenage daughters coming up, young, impressionable young girls, teenage girls coming up, let them listen to my videos. Let them sit down, make them sit down and listen to it, because they need to know these things. And I know you probably talking to them too, but let them hear it from another sister's perspective. Because sometimes kids, they like, I know my sons, like, I be trying to tell them stuff, and then they be going through one ear and out the other. They act like I'm stupid or something, and they all act like they don't believe me. But then when somebody else tell them, when they hear it from somebody else, then they start to connect the dots. See, sometimes it takes somebody from the outside to let them know what's up. Because a lot of times you telling them stuff, they thinking, she fussing. And sometimes they take it as, oh, well, mom fussing at me. And, sometimes that's the way they take it, that you fussing and you're nagging. So it go through one ear and out the other. But sometimes they need somebody from the outside that's not objective, is not close to them, to let them know what's up. So, mothers, you got young ladies coming up, make them sit down and listen to this. They need to hear this. This is something that they need to hear. Because I think I'm gonna do a series. This is my series, because I really, really, really want to stress the importance of waiting until marriage. And I want to give a reality check to let you know how being a single parent really is. Oh, it's rough. It's just like what I was saying about the insurance here in Michigan. They make sure the children have it. I don't know about you. And a lot of these jobs, they don't want to pay it. A lot of these jobs, particularly if you're working part-time, they're not going to give it to you. Well, good luck trying to find. I know in my area, it's like trying to find a needle on a haystack to try to find a full-time job. Full-time jobs are few and far between. Most of them, majority of them are part-time, and you're not going to be really going to be making that much money. Especially, if you're not dealing with much education. Particularly if you don't have a high school diploma, you're really going to have a hard time. I know my son messed up and, didn't get his diploma, and, now he's going through the process of trying to get his GED. And he was fortunate enough to find a job working at Burger King. He was fortunate enough to find a job working at Burger King, even though he didn't have a high school diploma. But he had a very difficult time. He had a very difficult time finding a job. And growing up, I stayed on him. I stayed on him growing up. I stayed on him. He was very hard-headed, but I stayed on him. And I stressed the importance of education to him, but he didn't listen. So now he's going through a process of where he has to learn the hard way. And now he understands. After all them years I was talking to him, and I talked to him till I was blue in the face. Tried to get him to buckle down and get it. I said, man, you want to get it while it's free. Get the education, get your diploma now while it's free. Because when you mess around and you get grown, they're going to make you pay for it. Now, sure enough, that's what they're doing. He's going for his GED. Now he's got to pay for each test that he takes. They give the test in segments, and he has to pay for each test that he takes. A math segment, English segment, science. He got to pay for each segment. See, I said, see, man, I tried to tell you. I tried to tell you. He said, I know, Mom. Well, I tried to tell you. I did everything I could to try to talk to him. I even went back to school myself. Because sometimes, you can't tell them. You can show them better than you can tell them. I even went back to school myself to try to show him. He didn't pay that no attention. I figured, well, this is what I figured. I figured, well, if he see me going to school, then he'll realize, wow, Mom's going to school, so I think that, I better buckle down. He didn't pay that no attention. That didn't phase him one way or the other. He still didn't, do what he was supposed to do. But I'm. That being said, I'm proud of the fact that he, right now he is trying to get himself together. He's trying to get his GED, and he's been working, gainfully employed. Still holding down his job. I'm very proud of him. He's doing real good. But I just wanted to give you young ladies a reality check on here. I just wanted to, I just want to let you know that being a single mother is, oh my God. Like I said, it's murder. It's murder. In most cases, you're struggling when you're dealing with one income. Unless you got a job making $50,000 a year, you're going to struggle. I'm going to let you know that right now. Your income is going to be very low. You're going to be living from paycheck to paycheck. You're going to have to learn how to budget your money. If you don't, you're in trouble. And when it's a situation to where, what if you ain't getting no child support? In my case, I wasn't getting no child support. I'm not getting any child support. In my state, like I say, they're cutting off the welfare after 3 years. I don't know what these young ladies here in Michigan gonna do. Some of them got 2 and 3 kids. I was taking the bus last summer because I didn't have a vehicle temporarily. And this young lady got on the bus. I mean, she looked like a little girl. 3 babies. I couldn't believe it. I said, oh my God. She had 3 babies. 3 babies. And she looked like she couldn't have been no more than about 13, 14 years old. I mean, she might have been older, I don't know, but she looked very young. Yeah. So, I was like, oh my God. Somebody like her, what's she going to do? If she's got 3 little ones, what's she's going to do? And the welfare tell her they can't give her no more money. And then in the job situation here is bad. Michigan got one of the highest unemployment rates in the country. Michigan has one of the highest unemployment rates in the country. Check the statistics. Michigan has one of the highest unemployment rates in the country. It's really going to be bad for you if you don't have much of an education or a lot of work experience. So, I don't know what some of these young ladies are going to do. If you're working on the job and your child gets sick, you got to call in, that can become a problem, because you got to take care of a sick child. And don't be sick yourself. I've been through that too, many times. Don't be sick yourself. Oh, that's murder. That's murder. The child is sick, you sick too. What you gonna do? There ain't nobody there to help you. Yeah. I've been through that a many, many, many days. Have to take care of sick children, and you got to worry about your job. You don't want them to get rid of you. You have to call in, and then that's loss of income. If you have to call in a day, then that's loss of income. I know, and people don't understand why I come to work every day at the job. Most of the people that I work with are married, and they have husbands to help hold down the fort. And that's why I try to explain to them. I said, I ain't got no man at the crib. So you don't understand why I'm a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to my work record anyway. But I'm at the job every day. Every day that I'm scheduled, I'm there. Punching in and everything. On this job that I've been on, this job that I'm on now, I've been on this job for, as of January, 2 years. I've only missed 2 days in 2 years. Yes, I make sure I'm there. Whatever days that I'm required to be there, I'm down. Cause I can't afford to miss any days. I can't afford to miss any days of work. and miss, have my cut my check short. My check get cut short. You know, I can't afford it. Because I got too many responsibilities. I gotta pay rent. I gotta everything is on me. I gotta pay rent. I gotta pay the bills. Everything is on me. And most of the people that I work with, they have husbands. Of course, they're predominantly white people, white naturally, and they got somebody to help hold down the fort. So it's no big deal for them to miss 1 or 2 days. But it's a huge deal for me. I can't miss a whole lot of days of work. I can't afford it. I try to take very good care of myself. Try to take good care of my son, so I can stay healthy, so I don't have to be calling in. By the grace of God, He's been helping me. But what about that, ladies? What if it's a situation to where you get sick and you got to call in? It's gonna cut your check short. Then what you gonna do? You living from paycheck to paycheck? That can be terrible. Some gonna fall by the wayside. And so that's things to think about. I'm here to give you a reality check. It's something to think about. Then you got to think about that. If it's a tremendous amount of stress when you're on your own, and you have to worry about taking care. You have the responsibility of paying all the bills and paying all the expenses. You go out your way to get to go to work. More employers should consider hiring single parents because you go out of your way to go to work. And they don't understand why I'm always there. I try to explain to them, I ain't got no man at the crib like y'all do. I ain't got nobody to take up my slack. If I miss 2 or 3 days, who gonna take up my slack? Ain't nobody gonna do it. Let your company ain't trying to hear, well, I missed 2 or 3 days of work. I ain't got it. Well, if you don't got it, we'll cut you off. They like some gangsters. Here where I live at, they like some gangsters. The gas company, they like some gangsters. They want their money. If you ain't got it, then you're gonna cut you off. Plain and simple. They don't hardly want to work with you. They don't hardly want to work with you at all. They make a few little arrangements. Don't break one arrangement. You break one arrangement, that's it. They ain't working with you no more for 2 or 3 years. It's ridiculous. Everything is about money in this system. So, the company, utility companies ain't trying to hear it. It's like you better, if you ain't got it, you better come up with it. We don't know what to tell you. So we got to do the best I can to come up with it, I'm on my own. Everything is on me. And it's by the grace of God, He makes a way. He makes a way by the grace of God. He does make a way. But I've been in some very, very tight situations, But, He's always made a way for me. But it's been very difficult, And so those are the things that I think a lot of young ladies are not thinking about. They don't give a lot of those things a lot of forethought before they go out here and make decisions. You got to think about these things. Smarten up. Smarten up, young ladies. Smarten up. Keep it closed until you get married. Trust me. Trust and believe what I'm saying. Trust and believe. It's for your benefit. Sweet June 2010. Stay tuned.